Hello, good morning. Welcome to today's thought for the day. Yesterday we heard how God is omniscient. Today we're going to hear how God is omnipresent. If you did tune in yesterday or you did Latin in school, you might know that omni in Latin is all or every. So when we talk about God being omnipresent, we're talking about God being all present or ever present, or you and I would say everywhere. God is everywhere. Really easy to say, not quite so easy to get your head around. Because you and I, we're used to thinking of people being in a place and a location, one location at a time, a country, a road, a street, in a house, outside of a house. But God's not like you and I. Have you ever nagged someone to do something so much that eventually they've said to you, I can't be in two places at once, you know? Well, God's not like you and I, because he can be in two places at once. He can be in all places at once. We read in Jeremiah chapter 23, can a man hide himself in secret places so that I cannot see him, declares the Lord? Do I not fill heaven and earth, declares the Lord? Fill heaven and earth. Just think about that for a moment. God fills the earth, every nook and cranny, every cave and crevice, the bottom of the deepest ocean, the top of the highest mountain. God is there. He fills the air. And then let's look to the heavens, to the universe, to the cosmos, to the solar systems and the galaxies, to every planet there is. God fills them. There is nowhere in heaven and earth you can go that God isn't there. And where else is there but heaven and earth? Nowhere. Because God is everywhere. King David wrote in Psalm 139 verse 7, where shall I go from your spirit? Where shall I flee from your presence, Lord? See, King David knew there is nowhere you can go that God isn't there already. I read of a pastor who was proud as punch of his young daughter, as she had got her head round in a simple way the concept that God is everywhere, God is omnipresent. They were reading together Matthew chapter 18 verse 20, where Jesus says, for where two or three are gathered in my name, there am I among them. And she turned to her dad and she said, Dad, does that mean if two are gathered in China and Brazil and France and Australia and Spain and England, God is with all of them at the same time? A proud dad smiled and said, yes. I hope and I pray that you, when you consider that God is omnipresent, that God is everywhere, you are filled with awe, and your response is to praise him. I also hope and pray that if you're a believer today, you are encouraged. Because no matter whether you're working, no matter whether you're at home, no matter whether you're surrounded by people, or you're all on your own, isolated maybe in this current time, no matter whether you feel it or not, no matter whether you feel great, it's the best day you've ever had, no matter if you're having the worst day you've ever had, no matter what it is that is going on right now, God is near, because God is everywhere. In Hebrews chapter 13 verse 5, God promises to the believer that he will never leave them nor forsake them. God is everywhere, and to those who know him, he promises that he will never leave them nor forsake them. It's a promise I learned as a youngster. It's repeated many times through the Bible. It's as great a promise then as it is now, and something that we can really hold on to today. I was talking to a colleague this week who's also working from home like me. His sisters are also off work and they are unable to work, so they're sunbathing in the garden. And she was complaining to me because the Wi-Fi in her home and her phone signal don't work in her garden, so she couldn't sit out there and sunbathe with her sisters whilst working. God's not like a phone signal. There's no dead spots, there's no weak spots, there's no signals that come and go and sometimes are there and sometimes aren't. God is everywhere, all the time. And to those who follow him, he promises that he will never leave them nor forsake them. Now that's something that you can be absolutely sure of today. God bless.